السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته Grade 5 عاملين ايه؟ يا رب تكونوا كلكم بخير. النهاردة ان شاء الله هنكمل مع بعض شتات الوزارة. هنبدأ من أول week 6 وهننهي بويك 10. حابة بس أوضح لكم في البداية إن week 8 منزلوش أي حاجة على ويب سايت الوزارة لأن ده كان أسبوع العيد فكان أجازة، فاحنا بالظبط هنحل إن شاء الله week 6 7 بعد كده 9 10. خلينا نقول بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ونبدأ زي ما احنا متعودين سوا. أول حاجة عندي week 6 class work. اللي فيكم بيحضر الفيديو لأول مرة كنت قلت لكم قبل كده إن ويب سايت الوزارة بينزل الشيتس ب3 categories أو ب3 أنواع، الكلاس work وهوم work وكويزز، واحنا بنمشي مع كل أسبوع ب3 categories بتاعته. let's get started with week 6 class work. هنا هو بادئ بسؤال choice فبيقولي which one is main engine of the water cycle in nature. هنا مين المحرك الأساسي أو المحرك الرئيسي للwater cycle in nature اللي بتسبب لي إن يحصل evaporation and then condensation finally precipitation. أكيد solar energy. تمام. If there are choice with the sun, of course it will be correct also. يبقى sun or solar energy. So let's remember together what is meant by solar energy. Solar energy, it means light and thermal energy. Both of them are known as solar energy, which come from the sun. Number 2, all of the following bodies of water are fresh water except. So let's remember together. We have two types of water on Earth planet, salt water and fresh water. And we said before fresh water, it means water that we can drink it. So fresh water like what? Like groundwater, like rivers, rains, glaciers, which means large sheet of ice or frozen water. We said also we have streams, ponds. So all of these water bodies are considered as fresh water. What about salt water? They are such as sea, ocean. What else? Some of lakes. What else? Who can tell me? Who remember? If you remember something else about salt water, could you write it in comments below? So here we said rivers, rain, groundwater, all of them fresh water. So the exception here is sea. All right. Number 3, all of the following are duties of wastewater treatment engineers, except. So in this question, we have to read all of the choices to choose the correct answer without any interruption. So here, monitoring the water treatment process. No. Sorry, هو في السؤال بيقولي all of the following are duties of wastewater treatment engineers except. يعني all of these choices are correct except there is a one only which is a mistake here. So monitoring the water treatment process, yeah, they check all of the water treatment process. Removing harmful substances from water, exactly. Designing bridges to facilitate transportation from cities. No, this is the incorrect one. And to be sure, you can read also the last choice, which is designing ways to protect the community from floods, which is correct also. All right, so number 4, all of the following are ways to conserve water, except I want to remind you that conserve, it means preserve, it means keep, or save. All of them with the same meaning, or has the same meaning. Conserve, preserve, keep, or save. So all of these methods, we use it to conserve water, except continuously using the shower for bathing. We said before we have to close the water tap while we taking a shower, while we brushing our teeth or washing our hair. Which of the following could lead to the destruction of renewable resources? All right, to revise about this part, we said we have two types of resources, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources, it means natural resources that's found in the nature and they are unlimited, they cannot run out easily. like solar energy, wind, water. What about non-renewable resources? They can run out or they can finish easily because they are limited on Earth, like oil, like coal. All right. So, which of the following could lead to the destruction of renewable resources? It will be deforestation. We said, yeah, they are unlimited or cannot finish easily or cannot run out easily. But if we don't care about them or if we use them with careless, how in a careless way, sorry. So it leads to destruction of renewable resources or they can run out. So, deforestation, water pollution, all of these behaviors or actions lead to destruction of renewable resources. And also, I want to remind you that deforestation, it means cutting down trees. Cutting down trees. The second question here say excessive use of well water leads to, well, it means well or is spring or we can say the groundwater. Well, the groundwater that's found in the desert. So it leads to drought of wells. Drought of wells. Water is considered one of the resources on the Earth's surface. Of course, natural resources. Natural resources. Floods occur when the amount of rainfall rivers, what do you think? Increase or decrease? Increase. Increase. Increases. By the way, we have here number 4 is used to convert polluted water into clean water. It is used to convert polluted water into clean water filtration. Wastewater engineers in Egypt work in wastewater treatment plants, and we said plants here, it means stations, wastewater treatment plants. Number 2, it was water is considered as one of the natural resources is correct. Renewable resources also correct. Both of them correct. Week 6 homework. Let's get started. Choose also the most important sources of salt water are, I can see here that the only choice which is correct is A, because we have seas and oceans. Both of them are salt water. And number 2, we used water to purify unclean water, to filter or to remove any harmful materials from unclean water. Purify, it comes from pure. Okay? So we used filters. Misuse of fresh water may cause extinction of animals, and we said before extinction, it means disappearance forever, like dinosaurs. Which of the following behaviors leads to water waste? Which of the following behaviors leads to water waste? If we read all of these choices, we can find that the correct answer here is overwatering gardens. When we use a lot of water to watering gardens or plants. To conserve renewable resources, we must conserve. I said a few moments ago that it has other 3 words with the same meaning. Could you write it in comments below, please? So we must using resources sustainability. Or sustainably. So we said we have 2 methods to conserve natural resources or renewable resources that we have in nature. The first one, it was preservation, and second one, it was sustainability. So to know the difference between them, please could you check the explanation video أو نرجع لفيديو الشرح هسيبهولكوا هيظهر فوق دلوقتي. True or false? Water is a recyclable resource. What do you think? True, we have water cycle. Rivers are among the largest salt water bodies. Salt water? No. That's incorrect. Dams are used to filter polluted water for reuse. False. We use dams for controlling water, prevent floods, and finally generating electricity. Overconsumption of natural resources helps conserve them. Overconsumption here, it means the misuse. When we use natural resources a lot, it leads to wasting them, not conserving them. False. Polluted water can be converted into clean water using water filters. Again, polluted water can be converted into clean water. Yeah, that's true. So completing the sentence by using water filters, true, true, true. Week 6 quiz. As we said before, quizzes on the ministry website have 3 groups, group A, B, C, and there are some questions which were repeated. Okay? So here complete the following. Excessive use of well water leads to, that's what I'm talking about it. That some questions repeated again to remember them, to study well. So it will be drought of wells. Right, what is the following statement means? So here we have scientific term question. When he says, right, what the following statement means or what this statement indicates or refers to, أي حاجة من الصيغة دي it means scientific term. Type, it is the main engine of the water cycle in nature. Of course, it will be the sun or solar energy, as we said in the classwork. What happens if the factory waste leaks in one of the small streams? The factory waste leaks in one of the small streams. We said all the small streams are connected to each others, so all other streams will be polluted. All right, correct the underlined word. Using a water filter leads to water pollution. Using a water filter leads to water pollution. No filtration, water filtration. Water is one of the most important industrial resources on Earth, the planet. No, water is natural resources or renewable natural resources, to be accurate. Now, group B. Water can be controlled and conserved by building dams. As we said, we build dams for controlling water, for prevent floods, for generating electricity. A body of water surrounded by a land on all sides. So this scientific term is, by the way, what is the key word here? Who can tell me? Perfect. Land. Surrounded by land. So could you make a circle around the keyword here, which is surrounded by land? Because it means lake. And we said there are 2 scientific terms for a lake. Either a body of water surrounded by land, or water is collected in low-lying area. So if I have a question in the exam and we have a keyword surrounded by land, the correct answer will be lake. And if I have another question, scientific term by another way, which is water is collected in low-lying area, so the keyword here is low-lying area, which is also lake. So don't forget. What happens when the rainfall was more than the river could contain? What do you think? Is it drought or flood? Flood will occur. Using a water filter leads to water pollution. Using a water filter leads to water pollution. What do you think? Filtration. Water from the high dam in Egypt is used to generate exactly electric energy. So, the next one here, group C. Wastewater engineers in Egypt work in perfect wastewater treatment plants, the place where a river meets the sea or ocean. Here we go, we have another scientific term for another water body. What is the key word here, guys? River meets the sea. Could you make a circle or highlight around river meets the sea or ocean? So the water body here is estuary. It could be also a mixture of fresh water and salt water. What happens when well water is used more than is replenished by rainfall? What will happen when well water is used more than is replenished by rainfall? By the way, it doesn't matter what is meant by replenished because we can understand that what will happen if we use water more than it returned back again by rainfall or replaced again by rainfall. What will happen? Groundwater will dry. So don't focus about words that you don't know the meaning of it in the exam and waste your time. Try to understand the question or the sentence. All right, correct the underlined word. Rivers are considered the source of course, fresh water that we can drink it. By the way, who can tell me what is the percentage of fresh water? Could you write it in comments below, please, to know that you studied this concept hard? Dams are used to filter contaminated water for reuse. Dams are used to filter contaminated water for reuse. No wastewater treatment plant. Contaminated, it means polluted. Week 7 classwork. Now we are going to start in week 7 classwork. So we have a choice also. Considered as saltwater body. What do you think? Is it rivers, seas, ponds, groundwater? All right, as we revised, it will be C. Seas. C or seas. All of the following are elements of the geosphere except. So let's remember together. Geosphere. We said before sphere only it means system. So geo only it means earth. Alright, so geosphere, this system includes rocks, sand, soil, molten rocks, landforms like mountains, valleys, canyons. So we can say minerals, rocks, and mountains, all of them related to geosphere, except helium because it's a gas, which is related to atmosphere. Fresh water mixes with salt water in estuary. Bravo. When living organisms respire, an interaction occurs between the biosphere and the. When living organisms respire, an interaction. Living organisms respire or breathe. So living organism, it means biosphere for sure. Okay, so breathe. Take a breathe. It means atmosphere. Which of the following is a salt aquatic ecosystem? Which of the following is a salt aquatic ecosystem? What do you think? Lake Asal. Lake Asal in Djibouti, Lake Bardawil in Egypt. Frogs and salamanders live in, we said we have frogs, salamanders, some types of worms, and water lilies. All of them live in ponds. Ponds. Ponds have still water, which means the water cannot move at all. And ponds also have fresh water. Plants need water to carry out the process of. Which process? For sure, photosynthesis process to make their own food. Water is considered as one of the, we said it before, natural or renewable resources. What else? Wastewater engineers in Egypt work in wastewater treatment plants. Wastewater treatment plants, which means stations. Rocks cracking by water core due to the interaction of the hydrosphere. And we have rocks, so it will be geosphere. Alright, week 7 homework. Which one includes all living organisms? So the key word here is all living organisms, which means plants, humans, and animals. Of course, biosphere. And let's remember together, bio only, this word only means life. Life. Alright, which way here or which one is or are used to purify unclean water? Of course, filters. Misuse of fresh water may cause extinction. Alright, which one contains mixture of fresh water and salt water? Estuary. Perfect. You are awesome, guys. When a flood occurs and causes erosion of the river bank, the interaction occurs between, we have flood, which means water. Okay, so we have hydrosphere. And erosion, it means transportation of rocks. So rocks, it means geosphere. So we have here geosphere and hydrosphere. All right, groundwater belongs to the geosphere? No, it's a water related to hydrosphere. The ocean floor contains mountains and plains. Yeah, that's true. Rivers are among the largest saltwater bodies. No, that's false. The total amount of water on Earth doesn't change even if its state changes. That's true. The question here, it means that if the water it changes from one state into another, the quantity or the amount doesn't change also, which is true. If the water changes from liquid into gas or from solid into liquid, it doesn't relate to it it doesn't relate to the amount or the quantity. Still, it is without any changing the amount. No interactions occur between living organisms and the hydrosphere on Earth's surface. No interactions occur between living organisms and the hydrosphere. False. Now, week 7 quiz. So let's get started with group A. Some worms take the soil as a shelter or home, and this explains the interaction between biosphere and, of course, soil related to geosphere. Large bodies of salt water. Large bodies of salt water, seas or oceans. The importance of dams, we said control water, generating electricity, and also prevent floods. Glaciers are part of the lithosphere. No, glaciers, it means the frozen water or large sheet of ice, so it is related to hydrosphere. Rivers seep into cracks and pores of rocks underground. We have here underground, the cracks and pores, so it will be for sure groundwater. Group B, when plants decompose in the soil, the interaction, of course, between the biosphere and geosphere also, an above ground land area partially covered with water. So, could you make a circle around partially, because this is the key word here? And we said when I see partially, it means the answer is wetland. Wetland. So make a circle or highlight around the partially word. Some freshwater sources on Earth's surface. Mention some freshwater. We have a lot of freshwater sources. We have rains, rivers, exactly, some lakes, ponds, streams, and glaciers. Perfect. Mussels fish are found in the Nile River. No, in the ocean. Deforestation leads to protect renewable resources? Of course not. Waste renewable resources. The final group here for week 7, group C. Which one contains rocks and minerals? It will be geosphere. Here, which is an important scientific term. Large area characterized by greenery, soil, climate, and wildlife that distinguished from other regions. Which one here? When I say we have an area, large area, which has its own soil, climate, wildlife, it will be biome. Biome. Don't forget, guys, biome like forest, desert, aquatic life or aquatic marine life. All right. Mention 3 uses of water. By the way, we studied 6, not only 3. We have cleaning, we have bathing, we have traveling, we have recreation, الألعاب المائية. We have cooking or preparing food, we have manufacturing, drinking water. Correct the underlined word. Groundwater is an example of salt water. No. C. Dams are used to filter contaminated water. No. A wastewater treatment plant are used to filter contaminated water for reuse. Week 9 classwork. All right. So I know that the answers here are visible to you, but I make it to revise this part before starting solving any sheet. Okay, so here in this sheet we're gonna start in patterns in the sky or effects of gravity, concept 4.1. In this concept, we studied together that we have force, the meaning of force. Force, it means pull or push. So the key word of force is pull or push. And the question here, talking about objects move under the effect of two forces. If you remember, we talked in the video about if I want to move a chair or a table from one place into another, can it move by itself? Of course not. So I have to apply with my force on this chair or in this table. This force either pull toward me or away from me, which means push. So that's why the key word of force is pull and push. Also, in this concept, we studied together that we have three types of forces: wind force, gravity, and magnetism. So, question number 2, the force of E holds objects on Earth, gravity. Gravity. It's a pull force or attraction force that pulling any object downward to the center of the Earth. Question number 3, the force of gravity causes the moon's rotation around Earth. That's true. Objects fall toward Earth. True also. The Earth's rotation around the sun. True. All of the previous. That's why I said before you have to take care when you read the question of a choice. Not only you're reading question of the choice, but also you have to read all of the choices. Because sometimes we have two answers correct or all of them are correct. Which of the following objects has a greater gravity? Jupiter. We said before that Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. Not only that, but also it is the fastest planet that rotates around its axis. So when we say Jupiter is the largest planet, it means it has the largest mass. So it has the largest gravity or the greater gravity. Number 5, which of the following causes an increase in the force of attraction between two objects? Here he asking about in which time attraction force increases, which means the gravity increases. Gravity increases when mass increases also, as we said before about the factors that affect on gravity, which is mass. Gravity, it's a type of attraction force. You can say force only. Correct also. Earth's gravitational force pulled the object downward to the center of the Earth, which one revolves around the Earth in a fixed orbit due to gravity. Moon. Perfect. When the distance between two objects decreases. When the distance between two objects decreases, the gravitational force between, I have here distance decreases. When we said before, distance opposite to gravity. As the distance decreases, it means the gravity will increase. All right, number 5, if the moon's mass increases, the gravitational force between it and Earth, of course, it will increase. They are similar. If the mass increases, the gravity will increase also. Week 9 homework. The force that returns the ball after it is thrown upward. When the ball returns back again to the ground after thrown upward, this has happened due to which force? Of course, gravity. If the distance between the Earth and the Moon increases, so what will happen for attraction force or for gravity? They are opposite, so it will decrease. Magnetic force is considered as which force? Remember that we said the magnet, it has a force called magnetism. And magnetism means we have pull or push, repulsion or attraction. While gravity is considered as pull force only. It's a trick point, so you have to be careful. The Earth's gravity is greater than the Moon's gravity. The Earth's gravity is greater than the moon's gravity. What do you think? True. Whenever the mass of an object increases, the gravitational force decreases. False. Magnetic force is considered only a pulling force. Only pulling force? No. Pull or push. Repulsion or attraction. The force of gravity exists only between objects in touch. No, that's false. Objects fall downward due to frictional force. No, due to gravity. Gravity is considered a visible force, while magnetism is an invisible force. We said before visible, it means we can see it. Invisible, it means I cannot see it. Okay? So both of them are invisible. We cannot see gravity, we cannot see magnetism, but we can see their effects. Okay? So an important or crucial advice when you solve a true or false question, if there is sentence which is false, so could you make a correction for this sentence? Because of course you have a reason for saying that this question is false. There is a word here which is incorrect. So could you correct it? It helps you to be more accurate. Okay, أو عشان تكون واثق من نفسك أكتر وأنت بتحل. Week 9 quiz. If the distance between the moon and Earth increases, what will happen for the gravity? Decreases. Force of attraction between objects, it will be gravity. Objects on Earth's surface will remain stable. Why? Give reason. Why? Due to gravity. Moon's gravitational force is greater than Earth's gravitational force. No, smaller. Earth's gravity causes objects to move downward. I can see that all of you say correct answers, so perfect, guys. And also we have repeated questions more and more, which help us to remember the information. Group B. Whenever the an object increases, its gravity increases. Which factor, when it increases, the gravity increases also? They are similar to each other. Mass. Alright, a force of attraction between objects. A force of attraction between objects. Gravity for sure. The moon revolves around Earth in a fixed orbit. The moon revolves around Earth in a fixed orbit. Give reason. Why? Use your noodles. Why? Due to gravity. When an object falls from a high place, it moves downward. When the distance between two objects increases, what will happen for gravity? Decreases. Group C, the force of gravity between two objects decreases as the A between them increases. They are opposite here to each other, so it will be distance for sure. Force of attraction for third time, gravity. Why the moon's gravity is less than the Earth's gravity? It's a crucial question, by the way. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Perfect. Because the moon has mass less than mass of the Earth. Because the moon has mass which is less than the mass of the Earth. Correct the underlined words. The effect of gravity increases whenever an object is raised above Earth's surface. When the object falls downward Earth's surface. The effect of gravity increases. Gravity بتزيد يحصل لها increasing whenever an object is falling downward. Waterfalls flow from the top of a river to the bottom due to gravity. Alright, the last week here together, which is week 10, classwork. The last week that we are gonna solve it together now. When the A of an object increases, its gravity increases. Mass. A magnet pulls metal paper clips because of, what do you think? Magnetic force. Bravo. طيب, planets revolve in fixed orbits around the sun under the effect of the gravity of. Planets revolve in fixed orbits around the sun under the effect of the gravity of the sun. We said before that in the solar system, sun locates in the center of the solar system. And sun, it is the largest star in the solar system, so it has more gravity. So it has the ability to make all planets revolve around it in fixed orbits. Alright, when an object is thrown vertically upward, it returns back again to the Earth under the effect of gravity. What about the complete question? Who can tell me? The planet revolves around the sun in an oval orbit, or in a fixed oval orbit. There is another word which means oval. If you studied this lesson hard, could you tell me another word in the comments below? Oval, it means what? Air resistance acts aid to the direction of Earth's gravity. Is it opposite to or similar? Opposite to direction. Magnets have a strong attraction force to certain metals, such as, did you remember when we collect all metallic materials or all magnetic materials that can be attracted to the magnet in word called sense? S-I-N-C. And we said S relative to steel, I iron, N nickel, C cobalt. The E holds objects on Earth's surface. Gravity. The moon revolves in fixed orbit around the Earth due to Earth's gravity. Great job. Week 10 homework. Which of the following objects has the greatest gravity? What do you think? The one that has more mass, or the greatest mass, the sun. The force of A is generated between two touching surfaces and slows the movement of objects. Between two touching surfaces, not only that, but also slow the movement of objects. Friction, of course. The force that returns a ball to the ground after it has been thrown upward. This question is repeated a lot, many times. Gravitational force pulls skydivers upward to slow their fall toward the ground. Which force here? Air resistance. Friction increases the speed of an object? No, decreases. Slow down the movement of the object. Air resistance doesn't decrease the speed of a moving object. Air resistance doesn't decrease. False, it decreases. Gravity affects the speed of planets' rotation around the sun. Gravity affects the speed of planet. False. False here because he said rotation around the sun. And we said planets revolve around the sun. It means revolution, not rotation. An orbit is a spherical shape in which a planet revolves around the sun. False, we said oval shape. Planets revolve around the sun in fixed orbits under the effect of sun's gravity. True. Light objects reach Earth faster than heavy objects in the absence of air resistance. Light objects reach Earth faster than heavy objects. No. We said heavy objects reach faster because they have greater mass. Week 10 quiz, the last part in our video today. Planets revolve in fixed orbits due to the effect of sun's gravity. A type of frictional force generating from the movement of an object in the air. We have a keyword here which is air and time of frictional force. Could you make a circle around both of them? So the answer will be air resistance. The sun is the center of motion in the solar system. Why? Give reason. Due to the gravity of the sun. Due to the gravity of the sun, which allows it to keep all planets revolve around it in fixed orbits. Magnets attract wooden objects, no metallic object, as we said. Steel, iron, nickel, cobalt. Steel, iron, nickel, cobalt. The force of gravity between two objects increases as the distance between them increases. What do you think? Decreases. We said they are opposite to each other's. Group B, magnets attract some metals, such as steel, iron, nickel, cobalt. It sounds like a song. Steel, iron, nickel, cobalt. The sun and the sun and the planets revolve around it. What is that? Solar system, for sure. Earth's gravity is stronger than Moon's gravity. Give reason. Why? Earth's gravity is stronger than Moon's gravity? Because Earth has more mass than Moon. Air resistance affects an object which falling downward in the same direction of Earth's gravity. Air resistance affects on an object which falling downward in opposite direction of Earth's gravity. The force is that generated between two touching surfaces. Make a circle here around this keyword and also slow the movement, another circle here. So it will be for sure friction force. Group B. Which one reduces the speed of an object's movement in the air? Air resistance. Force generated between two touching surfaces lead to slow the movement of an object. Force generated between two touching surfaces. Friction force. The moon revolves around the earth in a fixed orbit. Why? Due to gravity of earth. Which one is the center of motion in the solar system? Sun. A magnet pulls metal paper clips due to the force of gravity. Magnet pulls metal paper clips due to the force of gravity. Magnetism. Thank you for watching and listening. شكرا ان انتوا كملتوا الفيديو للآخر. استنوني في part 3 من حل المينستري شيتس. باي باي. مع السلامة.